talking about the field today, the field. Seems like an abstract concept, doesn't it? The field. It's out there. So what are we talking about when we're talking about the field? We're talking about the energy field that a person or a group of people generate. And you are around a person, you're around a group of people, you can feel that energy. Can you not? It reverberates with something. And it's either good or it's bad. If we talk about bad energy, some people do carry negative energy. It can be hard to be around, a drain. And other people carry ebullient and energy, radiant energy. It's life-giving. It's life-giving. It's life-giving for the people around them, but also for that person. And Oren was talking about something that we spoke of last week, I spoke of last week, how what a person says and does generates their energy field, right? The more there's something positive and uplifting coming through that person in what they say and what they do, the more they're generating a vibrant, rockin' energy field. And the more they're complaining, the more they're down, the more they're shut down, the more their energy field shrinks, it becomes contorted, strained, and now they're living under that. Some of us probably remember the Peanuts character, Pigpen, right? So Pigpen is this character, and he walks around with this cloud over him. It's like a storm cloud. It's got all kinds of stuff in it. And he walks around and he's just carrying that energy, which is, I think, symbolic of what can happen for people. So we were taking note last week, that what we generate matters. I love the talk of sanctuary today. Sanctuary. What is sanctuary? What does it mean to be in a sanctuary? It can be a physical place, a physical sanctuary, and there's a feeling to a physical sanctuary, is there not? If it's meaningful as a sanctuary to you, you go to that place. It could be a church, it could be a grove in the woods, whatever it is, but you go there and you have a feeling about the place. You can feel an energy about it. It's somehow nourishing. It reminds you of what is sacred, what is holy about life itself. A true sanctuary does that. Sometimes we say that a person is a sanctuary. Yes, like you may know a person who is a sanctuary for you. You go there to be with them, and you're in their field. And their field of energy extends out to you. And it's a wonder to be with that person. They're a sanctuary for you. And maybe you're aware that there are people for whom you are a sanctuary. I loved Oren's description of how a sanctuary is created. Sanctify, sanctify, sanctify. What does that mean? It means to tune into the finest essences of what are present and available for you to give expression to. Sanctify. Don't just give expression to any old thing. There are a lot of things in the field, are there not? Our field isn't discrete, meaning our field of energy is not separate from other people or from the world at large. We feel things from that larger field, and there may be some negative things in our own field. So sanctification is not about expressing every last thing that might be sitting there in the field, our field, either individually or collectively. My goodness, How dreadful. Oren was reminding us that the field contains a memory. It contains a memory. We tend to think of memory as being in our brains, but it's shared among people. We call it culture sometimes. There's a memory of the past, and we touch into those cultural things. And what, are we just to give it all expression? Every last thing that has ever happened in the history of humanity is somehow there in our collective race memory? Never mind the memory from our own life. You want to tap into some awful event that you had some years ago and kind of relive that and then launch that out into the world? Sanctification is about care for what comes out. And what we express builds the field. And the field itself is a sanctuary. That creative, when it's creative, when it's life-giving, when there's love in that field, it's like that. I was thinking of this recently. I was thinking of community, whether it's this community, the community at Edenvale, or any community. And this is what I want to put to you. Every community needs a mother. Would you say that's true? Not necessarily a literal mother. I guess a tribe is where there might be a literal mother there for a lot of the tribe members. And that's not what I'm talking about. But one way or another, the qualities of motherhood have to be present. You might say that's what a sanctuary is. A sanctuary is the Holy Mother present in the field. The Holy Mother surrounding all her children. And so there has to be a mother for any community. People who know what who that Holy Mother is, what the qualities of the Holy Mother are, and who give it expression, right? Because what we express ends up in the field. And the more the qualities of the mother are given expression, the more they end up in the sanctuary, in the field, in the energy, in the love that's shared in the culture of a community of people. Us men tend to look to the women to provide that motherhood for the field, for our family, for our community. But it really, anyone can bring that quality of the mother, can express it. It's a quality of care, of surround, of concern. Anyone can express those things. And as you do, it's not only the act, the word, that makes a difference in somebody else's life, but through that act, through that word of care and kindness, of concern, looking out for others, you are releasing into the field the energy of the mother, so that in the field that we share, the energy that we share, you can feel the love of the mother who surrounds all her children. Okay, so who saw the Peter Pan movie? So how does the story go of Peter Pan? Remember the story of the mother? So Peter is bringing Wendy and the two boys into Never Never Land. And somehow or another, as I remember it, there are lost boys. Peter is the leader of the lost boys. And one of the lost boys shoots an arrow and it hits the Wendy bird. So Wendy's flying, she's had the fairy dust. And so she drops to earth and she's unconscious. And in the musical anyway, they build a house around her. And they sing a song, that goes like, "We have a mother, at last we have a mother." Anyway, it's a child's story of how people know there's a need for a mother. Otherwise, you just have lost boys and lost girls, lost human beings. We are lost without the qualities of the mother for humankind. We've created something else, have we not? over centuries, even millennia, there hasn't always been sanctification. Therefore, the field that we're holding as humankind isn't just a sanctuary. It doesn't just carry the qualities of the Holy Mother taking care of all human beings. That is present, but there's a lot of other things that are present. I wrote a book some of you are aware of called Becoming a Son. And there's a chapter in the book that talks about the cloud hanging over humanity. There is, as ominous as it sounds, a dark cloud hanging over us as humanity. And we could live out of that dark cloud. It's a cloud of fear, cloud of separateness, a cloud of greed and hostility. It's in the energy field. That's why it's manifesting. And the same principle works with the dark cloud that works with the cloud of light, the cloud of sanctuary. The way the dark cloud gets generated is the same way. People give expression to something. They're looking at it in the practical. They want more of this. They want to keep this person over here. They want to do this. But in doing those things, they're generating the dark cloud. And then they live out of the dark cloud. They live out of the feelings that come when you're living under a dark cloud. All those feelings of anxiety, of something other than well-being. The feelings of danger, anxiety. And so this one works like the other. As Oren was saying, it feeds on itself. The dark cloud feeds more darkness in expression. And darkness in expression feeds the dark cloud. Hey, let's just keep it going, right? That works great. But that's what's happening. And it's been happening for millennia. And we can all tune into it and we could all live out of it. And we all have a choice. We all have a choice to say, yeah, I know there's plenty of things in the memory of humankind, the memory of my lifetime even, the memory of my community, my culture. There are all kinds of dreadful things there. And I choose not to live out of those things. That's not my reality. I choose to relate to the cloud of light, the cloud of glory, the sanctuary. I'm going to live into that, live out of it. I'm going to express it. I'm going to be it. I'm going to bring it. Every community of people needs a mother, not somebody mothering everybody. We're not talking about smother love? We're not talking about smother love here. No, we're talking about real care, real kindness, real encompassment. The way we all know it is supposed to be for us as human beings. Not too many people function very well without that kind of surround in their life. For most people, you give them enough of a negative surround, you could get some negative things out of them. It's actually a rare person who, no matter what happens, they're relating to the cloud of light. They're relating to the sanctuary. No matter what's happening on the outside, no matter what other people are doing, they know the sanctuary and they're bringing the sanctuary. They are sanctuary. They are sanctuary. Sunrise Ranch is sanctuary. Emissaries of Divine Light is sanctuary. We're that for ourselves, we're that for the world. For all of you who come, that's my goal for you, is to be sanctuary. And once we know sanctuary for ourselves, we come to sanctuary, we begin to be able to offer that ourselves. We become the sanctuary, the living sanctuary. And then the places that we are, Sunrise Ranch, this room, Rimrock Room, this becomes a sanctuary. Because we sanctify it by our presence.